So the cool thing is that you never basically use logic. You know very, very little, right?
Close to nothing.
Close to nothing. So what do you want to do? You want to produce music with logic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will try it like heuristic approach. We will go around and see what we pick up, and we start from something and we go from there, because there are many approaches that you can have with logic. Maybe the most important distinction for composing is between MIDI and audio. Okay.
Okay.
You can have two kind of sound playing. One is an audio track that's been recorded. This is an example of an audio track. As you can see, they are quite different. This is composed of lines, and this has the typical waveform. If I open this one, it will be like I'm working on a tape back in the day. And if I play, right? Now, what you do in the studio usually is take these things and chop them up to create something new. So if I take a piece of tape as an example, I can chop it and like cut this up and repeat it a lot of times, and you have something new.
Right.
Right? And I created something new. And I can modify only by cutting things up, chopping them, right?
Right.
Chop it and I move it, and I can even do little modification to the audio track. Right? But with the MIDI, we have a lot of freedom, because what it is just information that the file is given to the computer. So if I have this MIDI, it will sound exactly like an audio track, right? It's just notes and sound. It sounds like a guitar. But what is cool about MIDI is that I can move notes around, or I can do things like I do more notes. I can draw them, right?
Yeah.
I can add notes to the chord. See how different it is?
Yeah.
And I can delete notes. And I can even change the scale. Or I can say, well, I don't want a guitar. I want a piano to play this thing. Right? I can go backwards and then say, I don't know, I want this to be drums. And it's just, or I don't know, trombone. Right?
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, that's cool.
So I want a piano for this. Or I can say even wilder things. I can do wilder things, like do it 2 times lower. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the main difference between audio and MIDI. You get it?
Got it.
Some questions?
No, so far none.
Okay. I think I will start with audio because it's easier and it's more ancient compared to MIDI. So that's where they started. They used to take an instrument to put it in a mixer and to record the track, then record another track, then record another track, and put them together. So mix them up, right? Logic is doing the same thing. You have like your virtual mixer here. You have few tracks, and when you record an instrument, you pretend that this track is that solo instrument. The more tracks you add, the more sounds you can have stacked on top of each other. But they used to do it with instruments. So they have a guitar, they record the guitar, and then they add another track. Now, Logic, as well as GarageBand, has this loop section.
Right. Dude, so I don't mean to interrupt you, but my computer is burning up.
Oh.
I don't understand why. I don't even have something open. I just have Zoom open.
Well, it's very consuming.
What can I do?
Well, close as many apps as possible.
Yeah. Maybe that'll help.
Also, you can put something cold on the bottom.
I don't have anything cold readily available.
Only hot stuff.
It's, I don't know. Let's see what it's like in 5 minutes. That's all the apps that are open.
Okay. Well, don't worry too much.
All right.
Okay, unless you hear weird noises, then we should stop.
All right.
Okay, so you have this collection of loops. They come in MIDI and audio. We're going to use audio for now. What is comfortable about it is that you already have them in Logic. You can mix them up and do little experiment when you start, okay? And I will teach you my style of production, which is not the best one by any means, but it's very reliable. It's very predictable, and it's good for producing when you have deadlines. So I think, and it's also very easy, I think, for everybody. I'm a melody guy. I would love to start from the melody, but it's much more, you know, a bigger workload, and it's very difficult if you are not a drummer to add drums and rhythm to melody. It's very easy to add melody to rhythm, though. So what I do usually is start with a drum set, and in the loop section, you have the possibility of choosing the instrument, the genre, and some descriptors. So, what kind of music do you think you would be better at producing? Don't say everything.
No, I was thinking more along the lines of like sampling different sorts of melodies or riffs.
What I mean is, what I want to tell you is, when you want to be, when you want to compete and be present as a producer on the actual marketplace, you need to do very well, because there is hundreds or probably thousands of producers competing for the movies or the ads that are going out, and the better soundings are the most chosen songs by music supervisors, because they sound better. So to sound really good, to be, on the cutting edge, you need to specialize in one genre first. Don't try to do everything. For years, you want to do one genre and do it very well, because it's such a huge amount of knowledge to master that you want to choose one genre, go into that, and maybe after a few years you add another one. But usually it's one or two. So what kind of music would you enjoy making? It's not necessarily the one
probably
you listen to.
Instrumental hip hop.
Instrumental hip hop, yeah, that's one of.
But like favorites. on the lines of, like I was saying with sampling, like what something like MF Doom does.
Yeah,
So it's not a jazz.
that's one of my absolute favorite genres. So, and
Yeah,
I love it.
that's good, isn't it? It's like a nice
More
tea.
like trip hop stuff, something like that, right?
Trip hop as well, and lo-fi. I like
Oh,
lo-fi.
yeah, and I'm completely down to do that. So, and I have
Definitely.
experience with that. So, if you choose this for the next years, that's all you're doing. And it's very fun to produce too because you're very chill while doing it. Now, I would do the easiest route first if I were starting.
Um,
So, what do you want to do is find an instrument, and we are looking for all drums.
but wouldn't it be easy? I don't mean to
Tell me, yeah.
interrupt you. Wouldn't it be easier to lay down a melody, a specific melody that you want to be a part of the song, and then kind of follow it with bass and all the other things?
You
Or no?
need, if you are someone who can play an instrument,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if
quite
you have like a
well,
riff in your head and you
like
put it down on a keyboard or a guitar.
the bass, the drums have a philosophy. You need to know how to structure drums.
Uh-huh. That's
The,
difficult if you're
the
not.
bass, the bass have his own philosophy. You need to think as a bass player. The guitar
Right.
has his own philosophy, which is kind of similar to the keyboards. So you need to think like different instrumentalists. You are not a drummer, you are not a bass player, and you play guitar. You observe that for a while.
Actually, bass isn't as difficult as
It's not about the difficulty, it's about what bass role is into composition.
true.
Now
Yeah.
it will be a long and very strenuous process to learn all the instruments, uh, let
Yeah.
alone to compose thinking on that thing. So it takes a long time. What I'm choosing here is to give you a route where you can produce music. It doesn't matter what the instrument do because you already go find something that works, always works, like it fits with each other, and then you add your own melody to it because you are not a drum player, you are not a bass player. So you need to use samples for that in your situation. You have a lot of taste for people that are listening. You know, you have a lot of taste, you have a lot of listening, and you can use your taste to guide you in choosing the samples. But for a while, you need to use samples in my opinion. If you want to be reliable and actually produce stuff, you want to be sure that you produce stuff that works. Then later on, you can go into the more complicated stuff, like starting from a melody and arranging it. But you've never studied composition, so for you, it would take 10 years to learn that. I will teach you tricks that will make you compose music which is right to the ear of the listener, even if you don't know composition. This is like more for people that want to make music but don't know anything about music. But with this software, you can do it. Okay? I'm trying to show you that process.
All right.
So
Hey, I have
you told me that you want to do a genre which is kind of trip hop
yeah.
and hip hop beats like chill beats, a little sad, right? So
No, jazzy,
jazzy. Okay,
jazzy more than sad.
we go into the loop section. We select instruments and we select all drums, genre. We could choose jazz and oh, it only select one. Let's say hip hop. Can you hear it?
Yeah, clearly.
Okay, you stop me when you hear something that you like.
Oh, wait, go back to that.
This one? All right.
I like that.
Okay, you drag it. The this area. You go here and you see a little plus sign because it will add a track. This is the most basic way to do it. Now you have a track. Okay, let's delete the other ones just for clarity. You have a track.
Okay.
If I play, notice it's maybe a little lower than before. No. Yeah?
That's actually the same.
Yeah. Okay, we are at 55 beats per minute.
Okay.
We can change how fast it is.
Slow it down just a little bit, see how that sounds.
I go here, I click.
Oh.
Now it's lower. Right?
Yep.
Now, if I let it go, it ended, right?
Yeah.
Now I can do a loop of this. Look, I press L on my keyboard and it becomes a loop. This becomes, as long as the song is, it will play on a loop.
Nice.
Okay, so let's say that for the sake of this kind of production course, we focus on only few bars because it's easier. I want to zoom in on this one, and here, as you can see where my mouse is, you can drag this, and zoom the track as much as you want. This is the most basic method, okay? And you make it as large as you are comfortable with. And with this, you can, let's say that you want to work on this one and modify it a little bit. You go here, and when you click, a yellow bar appears. Okay? If you click, it disappears. Whatever it is in this yellow line will loop. So instead of going into infinity, it will start again, right?
Right.
Okay, so if I loop this, I cut the loop here. Now, it will play the drum loop up to this point. Now, let's say that I want to only loop our first section, 4 bars. I click and I drag.
Okay.
Or I click this thing here and I press U and it does it. So I click on it, I press U. If it were longer, and I click on the 2 and I press U, it will loop those. Press U again, nothing happens. You have to deselect it. Okay, so now I want to work on this. I can let go of the play function. It will continue playing it and I don't have to do anything. Now, let's keep it as it is. Let's not chop it out. And let's find for a bass, because that's what you want. You want the rhythm section. This is the formula that I read that they used in Motown records. 70 to 80% of the importance of the song were on the rhythm, more than on the melodies. And the drums needed to sound really solid. And if the music got rhythm, used to have rhythm, you know, they were sure it would work on radios and everything. Maybe with not so much melody, but it made you move. But if the music had melody with no rhythm, it didn't make you move, it was much more difficult. This is more reliable method of producing. Now, I will look the other fundamental rhythm section, rhythm instrument, which is the bass. And now, since we are doing hip hop and we want something jazzy, we could look for some maybe jazz bass.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Genre, jazz. Now, I play here. I click this one. And now let's select one. Now we don't want something perfect, we want something that might work with it, if we work a little bit on it. None of this?
Nah.
I don't think so. Let's find for just bass in general.
Yeah.
What about this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
Now I repeat it to match the thing. So I can copy and paste next to it. Oops. You have to select the track and then paste it. Or you can just select it, press Command R, and it repeats. Easy. Right? So while you do this, you have this. Now I show you a magic trick that only Logic has, I think. Now, if I click the right with the right click of the mouse, I go here and I say groove track. And I say this is the main groove of the song, and all the loops that we add to it need to respect the groove track.
Right.
Now, why doesn't it work? Okay, see, you have a little star, you click on it, okay, now it's the groove track. Now I want this to be on the groove track. I select it, you see, it changed it. Let's see.
I don't know.
I don't like it too much.
I think
don't like it.
The other version was better.
Yeah. So I think it's a little too off. They don't match too much. So what I will do is I like the bass more than the drums. I don't care about the drums anymore, but I love the bass. So what I do is add a new drummer track, which helps me when I don't find a good rhythm. But I always find a good rhythm because I use more advanced tools that I don't want to show you. But for this case, I use this, and it's a lifesaver because it's an artificial like intelligence that understands the rhythms and play according to it. So you have this drummer track, which is sort of like a MIDI. And when you go into the editor, you can tweak it. When you press E on your keyboard, it will open up the editor. E.
Okay.
And from the editor, you can do lots of stuff. So far we saw that you have a loops here, but you have pressing E, you have the editor. You can also trigger it by opening this scissor thing, see?
Okay.
And you have the editor. Now, you can say follow an instrument. Right now, it already took Kyoto Night Bass, which is our bass.
Nice.
Why?
That's cool.
Why? Because it's the only track, so you didn't have to select it.
Yeah.
Now, if we listen to it, it matches, right? But it's not hip-hop. So we want something more hip-hoppy, I think, more or jazzy. When you press E on your keyboard, sorry, I on your keyboard, I said it in Italian. Press I, you have the information, and then when you press Y, you have like a full selection of instruments.
Okay.
Right now, on the drummer, when you click on the drum, as you can see, when I click on the bass, it disappears. It's like we can choose, maybe for the bass, you can choose, I don't know, a set of amplifiers. But when we click on the track with the drummer, it lets us select. Should let us select those. I messed up. Okay, here we have it. So now I can choose different drummer styles and different styles of genres. So we have trap, we have modern hip hop, we have boom bap. Modern hip hop, I change the drummer. Let's see.
How'd you do that?
What?
Speed up the tempo.
So I went here on the tempo thingy. You see it?
Okay. I see. Okay.
Tempo. You click.
Okay.
And you can speed it up or slow it down.
Right. Okay. And you have to select first.
Select.
And then
drag up, down.
Oh man, this is already starting to look really easy.
I'll say something like 60 maybe. Maybe a little slower. Okay, and we can change the drums too, like we can do it swingier. We can add more feels to it. And we can change the style. And we can change also the drums that you're using. So if we want to use something more, you know, old.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Let's find something like Motown.
No, not Motown.
What? Liverpool? Like the Beatles?
Anything but Motown. I hate Motown.
Okay. What other, like Beatles?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So this is all your.
Or Detroit Garage. That sounds good. Nah.
This is cooler.
What about
So-
Brooklyn? Yeah. Heavy.
Nah, let's choose Liverpool. Trust me. I know that. Maybe SoCal is cool. But everybody uses SoCal.
So yeah, that's just roots.
So now, let's say that
Right,
you want
roots.
that you want to change the sound of the bass. When you select the track with the bass and you press Y,
An
Y.
asshole.
What?
I told you to select roots and you ignored me.
What did you say?
I said select roots like 4 times and you just ignored me. You're like, oh, well, let's go find a bass now.
I'm trying to keep track of what I'm thinking. It sounds like the roots.
No, there was an option for roots right above SoCal.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But well, we have a rhythm. We have the bass
Yeah.
for a song. Then maybe like we could I don't know, guitar.
Let's try. What does world have?
We have to select the key of B.
It's all
because
Latin.
We were in the key of B.
Brazilian
There is no key of B
bossa
in Latin.
bass.
Let's try an instrument like
That's kind of cool.
synths, percussion, synths.
Yeah.
Let's go in the key of B. There is no key of B. There is nothing in the key of B, really. Organ, electric guitar,
Oh, it's
nothing.
Oregon.
What's happening?
Oregon is the state.
Really? Only guitar? Okay, so. Okay, B, whatever it is. It's a bass. The only thing we don't need.
It's starting to sound more like a Congo beat rather than a hip hop. It needs a sample.
What about the tambourine?
Yeah, why not? That sounded cool because it's going into that like kind of chill, relaxing vibe.
Nah, this is cool.
Nah, I don't think so. I think it weighs the overall riff down.
Let's take this, which doesn't really add anything, and I show you how to cut. Let's say that you only like a part of it, like this one. What about it?
Nice little alter pitching. It was very subtle. Yeah.
Let's see if we can repeat it. It doesn't work. And now it's too repetitive. Almost. Cat is away. Let's see. Nah, I don't like this. See, it's a lot of trial and error.
Yeah. I don't like it. Tambourine? No.
No?
It sounds cool and all, but I don't think that it really complements the song at all.
Okay, what would you add?
I don't know. Try piano.
Now, even if you see a small element into it that you like it, it's okay.
Yeah.
You drag it. Sounds nice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Okay, bye everybody.
But we're still online?
Yeah, I was trying to cut it for everybody. I
Oh,
don't
for
think
sure.
they're interested.
Ciao. I'll see you later.
Ciao.
I love you.